Good morning, everyone. It's still morning. So we just heard a very passionate speech about experiences. My aim today is to talk how can we connect these guest experiences with technology, enabling these experiences to your guests. I have been at Nusret in Dubai 2 months ago. It was an experience, even the bill was a big experience. But I think in the past, travelers went to hotels and they wanted to sleep. Today, they expect much, much more. They expect an experience. And this starts a long time before they come to the hotel. This starts when they go shopping for a room, when they book a room, before they arrive. There's a lot of technology involved, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you today, how this technology can enable you to deliver those experiences. So to give you a perspective of the industry. So the industry has definitely changed. So how do we measure customer value? So how do you measure customer value? Am I a good customer? I arrived last night for the first time in this hotel, probably the first time in a Raffles hotel. So I'm probably not the best customer for them or the best guest for them. But fact is, I sleep often 3 or 4 days and nights in a week in a hotel. So I should be an outstanding guest. They just don't know. So how can we help? There is the cloud technology, and I will not talk about technology, don't be worried about, but cloud is the enabler to deliver certain technologies, and cloud is accelerating fast. We at Oracle predicted 3 years ago that by 2025, 80% of all applications will be in the cloud. We predicted 80% of IT budgets will be spent in the cloud, in innovation, and not anymore in system maintenance. Today, it's exactly the opposite. 80% of IT budgets go into system maintenance and not into innovation. Recently, research companies like Gartner's, IDC, or some press agreed with us. So the cloud has accelerated significantly, and it will accelerate more and more. So why do we need the cloud? There are technologies, some has been mentioned like machine learning, but artificial intelligence, we can call it the way we want, biometrics, robotics. A lot of them will be important to hospitality as well. So how fast can we recognize a guest when he walks into the hotel? With biometrics, it takes the time from the door to the reception desk, and we know who the guest is. This is just one example. Voice activation, we do research at Oracle, where we interview hospitality experts, hoteliers, but also a lot of consumers and guests, what their expectation is. So 78%, 78% of hoteliers said in a survey that they believe that by 2025, so it seems a long time, but if you look how long it takes to implement new technologies in existing hotels, it's not such a long time. 78% believe that voice-activated assistants will be in every room or be mainstream in a room. To close a curtain, to switch a light on, or whatever you want to do. So we all have already probably in the pocket a voice-activated assistant called Siri, or at home the Echo from Amazon. So there is enough today already. There is another survey says 68%, let me check because this is before I mix them up. where is it? I got lost. So that we use robots for 68% of hoteliers, not consumers, believe we will use robots for check-in and check-out. I just read in a newspaper today that the robotic hotel in Japan, they just dismissed 80 robots they had. There's a very famous place in Japan which is doing everything with robots. They started 3 years ago, the check-in, the luggage handling, they bring you to the room, they did everything, but it took more people to manage the robots and the complaints from the guests, so it was cheaper to get rid of the robots. So personally, I do not believe in this percentage, but this is what a survey delivered. The last one is the 33 of the millennial guests, which are pretty representative when it comes to sharing information. And this has become very, very important because we saw this also before. You look at your rating at TripAdvisor or wherever, what percentage you get of how many stars you get. 33% of the millennials share every aspect of their journey. So this means not only the hotel, but also the experience they live in with airplanes and other aspects of their travel. So, where is technology really coming in for you? So, first of all, just to be clear, we do not believe, and I personally do not believe, that technology will replace the humans in the hotel. Hotel is a pure people business. It's a pure people business, and it's a relationship business. We have heard about the experience, and to deliver experience, you still need people. I arrived and I had a very good experience. Even if it was the first time, it was very friendly, very gentle people. They were very fast, so I lived a good experience. But the reality today is this is not always the case. This is a Raffles hotel, so you also come with a very high expectation. The same would be for a Four Seasons, but this is independent to which hotel you go. This could be a budget hotel, this could be a lifestyle brand. You come with different expectations. You have an expectation, and obviously the higher you are in the ranking, the higher the expectation. The more you pay, probably the more expectation you have. So it all starts with, who am I? So you know now, you have seen at the beginning my name, the company I work for, my title, that's what you know. And to be honest, the hotel where I checked in yesterday, they do know little more. They do not much more. They took a passport, so they have a passport information. They know that I'm Italian. I know I don't look very Italian. I probably even don't sound very Italian, but I am. They took my credit card information, so they also have secured that I pay the bill when I leave. But that's all they know. It's not much more. And this is, how can they deliver a guest experience if they don't know me? Or how can they know what my potential is, what I said earlier, that I sleep 2-3 nights every week in a hotel, that they should meet with particular attention. You know, we all have loyalty programs. Probably here you all have Turkish Airlines or Star Alliance, which flies everywhere in the world. But we all have, you change the airline, you're nobody. You know, you're the last one in the queue. But they don't know that I take 3-4 flights a week. So they should treat me with a certain attention, which they don't do, obviously, because they don't know. So we have to deliver a kind of an experience to a guest. So where can we get the information from? So I like, for example, what Mövenpick does. Mövenpick assigns to every guest a social score. So I could have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 followers on whatever network. It could be Twitter, it could be Instagram, which is probably the most relevant one for hotels, where a post for this property has a value. And they should treat me based on a social score I have. So I think The value of a guest is intrinsic information. So what we have, transaction data, loyalty data, we collect whenever a guest comes to a hotel, we collect information. But these are transaction information. They are inside in our organization. But we have to also collect external information. We had big data at the beginning. This is certainly a way to go into data. You probably are not able to deliver a custom experience based on big data, but it should help you to sell, to better sell and to position your hotel. So we have to look more and more to get information from outside, and this is also from reviews, from social networks and whatever else is available. It's an information flood which is outside, which we can collect in. Now, to be more concrete, as I said at the beginning, there is a travel journey. And so we start engaging with a hotel guest very early. I don't remember which presentation it was. It was said 20 different touch points in only the shopping moment, where we look at the brand.com, where we look at the OTAs, where we look at the meta search, at the TripAdvisors, and so on and so forth, where we look at reviews, how this hotel is rated. And interestingly, also when cannot probably go because of time to all the cycle, but if you look at the shopping and the booking, where do, on a brand.com, once it's on your hotel website, where do they spend most of the time? You know it? Hotel Linkage told you? It's on the gallery. The hotel guests, especially if they travel for tourism, spend most of the time, but the biggest time they spend on the gallery, watching how the hotel looks like, the F&B experience. They can expect how a room looks like. And you can ask yourself now, on how many of your websites, you go to a room, you see the room, and you click and want to buy? Probably nobody. So if I go on Amazon or whatever other e-commerce, I see an item, I click buy. On a hotel website, you cannot. So I think we have also to look a little bit more on not what we have always done, but how a guest would expect to book a room and how they book a room. Because we always try to position with rate management, yield management, but the reality is we have loyalty programs. Everyone has loyalty programs. How loyal are we with the programs? We get a card, we keep it. Okay, if we get some miles, it's okay. But the reality is we probably are not loyal. There are very few brands, probably Apple, we are loyal because we are forced to. This is an ecosystem. Once you're in, it's hard to get out. But the reality is it's hard to be loyal because location trumps the loyalty. You will always try to stay as close as you can to the place you have to go to. So why should I stay 5 miles from here or 5 kilometers from here if it takes me then 35 minutes with taxi in the morning to get here? So we have to understand the dynamics which are behind. Then we have a pre-arrival. Again, we are trying to engage with the guest. Usually we get a very generic email asking us or telling us they are happy that we come, that there's a check-in time, check-out time, all this information, but there's nothing personalized, nothing customized, nothing which allows me to deliver or to get a better service. They're not asking me if I want an Italian newspaper because they should know that I'm Italian. At least they have it when I arrive. So today, hotel guest is connected 24 hours a day via mobile device, via terminal. So wherever it is in the world, we have to be able to engage with a guest, to deliver him, to make him feel special. And the real problem is to do it at scale. So who is a hotelier in the room? Who is in travel? Who is in a relationship business? So everyone should have raised now their hand. Hotels are relationship businesses, and the same for travel technology. I think every business is a relationship business. Now, the reality is every hotel can deliver a great experience to a VIP. They know there's a VIP coming and they will deliver it. But the question is, can you deliver it at scale? So can you deliver it to every guest the right experience? This is the real question. This is what you have to ask yourself. How can I deliver a great guest experience? That there is a connection. At the beginning, the title was using cloud technologies to deliver connected guest experiences. There must be a connection to the whole cycle. I'm always surprised. As I said, I travel a lot. I stay a lot in hotels, sometimes in very nice hotels like this one. When you're on property, you receive an email before, you receive an email when you leave, you receive a confirmation of your reservation. How often did they engage with me? How often you as hotelier, how often do you send a text or probably a WhatsApp or something which is quick to your guests in the property that happy hour starts now? Or whatever, you have still some massage slots available. How do you sell them to your guests in the property? There is no communication when you are on property. Or you go to a reception desk, or you ask somebody, but there is no proactive communication with a guest when you're on property. Isn't this interesting? So I think it's all about connecting the touch points of the journey. And technology can help you to do this. It will be hard for you to do this with people. You really need, where is Tarek? You know, Four Seasons, they have probably 2 or 3 people per room. As employees, this is a unique situation what Four Seasons delivers. But how can a normal hotel deliver this? I think you will need technology to do this. And there's a lot of new technology available, a lot of new technology coming, which allows you to deliver an experience. Food and beverage. If I stay for 3 days in a hotel, I arrive, I go to the restaurant. How often have you asked a guest when he leaves the restaurant, he pays the bill and leaves? How often ask you your guest if they want to book a table for the next day? I have never been asked. It's interesting. So they should try to get me in their restaurant also the next day. They have never tried in whatever level of hotel, from budget to luxury. So I think technology easily allows the waiter to see on the terminal that the guest will stay also the next day. And he can do this. So we just have to learn also to use the technology. So as I said, I'm not able to make samples for everything because I'm running out of time and I was supposed to leave time for questions. At least there is little time eventually. There is no question, but if we don't have time, I'm also outside when there's a break and you can ask me whatever question you want to ask. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a great presentation and different point of view. You have one question. Would you like to reply that?
Yes.
Okay, the question is, do you have any suggestion for hotels that are located in the city center to increase their extra sales, which obviously you mentioned a little bit, but how can they increase their extra sales? Extras, upsell?
The easiest answer would be proactive. Engage with your guests. It's all about engagement. So experience is about engagement. You have to engage with your guest. So I think there is also from an expectation from a guest, you know, once you have the ability to collect information about the guest. When I travel for business, honestly, I just want to check in as fast as I can and get to my room as fast as I can. Honestly, if I cannot talk to anyone, I'm more than happy. Now, if you travel for leisure, it's completely different. Then you want to engage, you know. Probably also, I come with 3 kids, my wife, so you want to know what you can do in the property. So you want to engage with the people. But I think how to increase, I mentioned you have massage slots available, but nobody knows. You know, we should push them. We don't ask if they want. Usually when you come to reception, and I have to admit, yesterday asked me if I want to book a table in the restaurant. I declined because I had a conference call, but the reality is we have to do more. It's just to being, from my point of view, the hotels have to be proactive. They have to know how long a guest stays, what a profile the guest has. They have a history if you usually go to a restaurant or not, what other services you use from a hotel. And I think, again, we have to make sure we collect information, as much information as we can from the outside. The more you know about a guest, the better you can serve him, and the better you can, I think, or the more you can increase your revenue by selling him, offering the appropriate services.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.